Hey there guys, welcome back, Ricky here. Alright, so the next question we have here is from ICS. And the question is, if I'm coming from a 3000, 6000 grit stone, if I were to buy a strop, what strop or maybe stone to remove the wire edge from the knife to make it razor sharp? I like the strop method since it's quick and easy maintenance, okay? What should I get? By the way, I have the Nexus chef knife. Thanks, and thanks for the awesome videos. Okay, ICS, how do you like the Nexus, by the way? I want to hear your thoughts. But in terms of a stropping method, okay, so you're basically asking, what is the best way to get a wire edge off of your stone or off of your knife before you strop? Or I'm kind of confused about your question, but let me discuss a couple of things here. So first off, your wire edge, your burr is what we call wire edge. So if you were to remove that burr or that wire edge on a cork or on a cardboard or on a piece of the end part of a piece of wood, that's fine too. Before doing that, before you move on to your 6000 grit stone, you're gonna have a much better polish on the 6000 grit stone, and then you won't have to worry about removing that burr or that wire edge at all on the strop. So that's my advice to you: is instead of thinking about just how to remove it on the strop, remove it at your lower grit stones first, or your mid grit stones, your 3000 grit stone, and then by the time you hop on your 6000 grit stone, there is no burr to remove. You're simply polishing and doing a single stroke polish on one side. This is a 1000 grit stone, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know what technique you're using, but at the 3000 grit level, before you move on to the 6000 grit stone, I would take the knife and run it on the stone and just do single stroke methods, or single stroke strops, if you want to call this strops, on your 3000 grit stone until you completely remove the wire edge. If you're having trouble removing the wire edge at this level here, at the 3000 grit level, run this knife on a cork or on get a piece of wood, a piece of hardwood, and run it along the end grain side. It'll pull off any wire burrs that you may have. And then hop on to, after you remove that burr on your 3000 grit or on your piece of wood or your cork, go back onto the 3000 grit stone and strop on the 3000 grit stone. And once you feel that there is no more burr, there's no more wire edge that you can feel on the cutting edge, and then hop onto the 6000 grit stone and then strop that way, or whatever motion you want to use for your 6000 grit stone. Once you've done with that, then you can decide if you want to move on to a strop. If you want to move on to a strop, any strop will do. Because you're using your 6000 grit stone as your main polishing agent, your strop can be a Latigo strop, it could be a buffalo strop, it could be any leather that you want, and at that point you're simply using after the 6000 grit stone, you are simply using the strop to remove any sort of micro materials on the cutting edge. So the strop is not polishing your edge at this point, it's simply pulling off any additional materials that are on your cutting edge left over by the 6000 grit stone. So that's my advice to you. However, if you want your strop to be a main polishing agent, then you would load it with some sort of compound. You can decide what you want. I will leave a link in the video description to the compounds that I use that I really enjoy. But my advice to you is remove the burr at the lower grit levels, at the 1000, the 3000 grit stones, so that the 6000 grit stone does not have to remove any burr at all, and its job is simply to polish. And so you maximize that stone's ability to polish, and then on your strop, you're maximizing that strop's ability to remove any sort of micro materials left over by the 6000 grit stone. Alright, so the next question here is from David Todd. We have new to sharpening and your channel. Good stuff here. Thank you very much, David. So what's your verdict on the Suehiro new Cyrax CR3800 double-sided grinding stone yellow 3000 blue 1000 Suehiro Sarakusu value? Good value? Question mark? Okay, so David, thank you for the question. Okay, so as a general guideline, let me just kind of give you a very general, universal rule when it comes to knife whetstones and combo stones. Generally speaking, very few companies, and I do mean very few companies, offer a really high quality combo stone. So on the budget side, you have the King KDS, which is actually a pretty good combo. It's a 1000, 6000 stone. And then on the premium side, the Cyrax, they also have a 1000, 5000, which uses the Cyrax 1000 and the Rika 5000. And that actually is a really high quality stone. It's extremely hard to find. I don't really know where to find it. I will leave a link in the video description at some point for that stone, so hopefully I can find it by the time this video posts. And then the Debato Gokumyo line offers a 150 grit stone on their like 6,000 grit stone, 8,000 and 10,000 grit stone. That is extremely rare for a company to offer a on a really high-end, you know, polishing stone, a kind of a coarse stone to go with it. But that's something that no other company has done. The 1,000, 3,000 you're asking about, I would probably avoid, not because I don't trust Suehiro, but because of this right here. So the 1,000 grit and 3,000 grit, even though that sounds like a lot, I mean, it kind of is a lot. The CRX 1000, if you bought the CRX 1000, it offers a polish that is higher than most 1,000 grit stones. I think the polish of a CRX 1000 is probably closer to a 2,000 grit stone. And I personally love the CRX 1000 as a single stone by itself. And so I think that the polish that you'll get on these two stones aren't going to be any better than a single stone CRX 1000 that you can buy by itself. The second thing is, when you buy a single stone by itself, you're getting twice or sometimes even 3 times the thickness of that grit level. And so the CRX 1000 is going to be a stone that can last you for probably at least 10 years of regular sharpening. And so I definitely recommend you going to the CRX 1000 over a combo stone. Combo stones are fine. They do work, but again, oftentimes you're not getting quite the optimal pick of stones from different companies, and you're not gonna get the full benefit of owning a really good quality 1,000 grit stone. Now, I haven't really used the combo stone that you're asking about. I am familiar with that lineup. I've seen it, and I think that lineup is actually geared more towards home users. So when you see that, usually the quality of the stones aren't quite as good as what you would find on a single stone, such as a CRX lineup. It is dubbed as a CRX line, so again, they might be including the actual CRX 1000 stone on this combo stone, but I really can't say that from experience. So I definitely recommend you looking at the CRX 1000 by itself. Look at the numbering system. It's 1010 or 2010. So 1010 is their inch thick CRX 1000, and the 2010 is their 2-inch thick CRX 1000. I think there's also a 3010, which is a 3-inch thick 1000. But the 1010 is what I would go for, and it's actually about this size here. It's a really good size stone, and this is the Debato MD100, which is a 1,000 grit stone. So you can see that that Suehiro really likes to play with numbers. But it's about this size. It's a really good size stone. Definitely a stone that I would highly recommend. But the CRX combo stone that you're asking about, I haven't used it, so I really can't say from experience. But from my personal experience, you're much better off going with a single grit stone. And as a little secret, get some newspaper. If you wanted to, get some newspaper and strop the knife on some newspaper afterwards. You actually will get a pretty decent polish that you would normally find on a 2,000 or 3,000 grit stone equivalent. So just a little secret there. No one really talks about that, but newspaper actually does a pretty good job stropping your knives. Yeah, so should you buy it? It's a good value. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fine as a stone, but I definitely would kind of steer you more towards getting a good quality 1,000 grit stone and honing your skills that way. And the edge that you can get on a good 1,000 grit stone will be just as good as the edge you can get on a 3,000 grit stone, my personal opinion. Okay? If you like this format, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments that you appreciate it. If you want your questions answered in this video or one of these videos here, just leave a question in the comments section with the word question either in the front or at the end of the comment. You see exactly how I search for these comments. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. And for those who want to be updated on all the new videos, please enable notifications. I have new videos coming out every single week. And for those who are curious what my latest recommendations for knives, whetstones, and sharpening accessories are, I will leave a link in the video description to my kit list. And in that kit list, you will see all of the knives that I use, recommend, and everything that I use here in my studio. You will also see a link to my e-store where you can pick up handmade straps that are made by yours truly. Alright, well thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you in the next video.